Okay, this is Dr. Mark Styers, and I am coming to you live from Hamburg, Germany. I did a Facebook Live video earlier today, and it didn't work out. I'm going to try to add Dr. Leusden. There we go. So, I'm going to see if we can get Dr. Leusden on the feed here. We're in Hamburg at my house in Hamburg, Germany. Let's see. Jonathan Leusden is watching. Can I get you on? Sorry, Jonathan, I needed to start this. I wanted to do this while I had good light. Earlier, I did a 10-minute Facebook Live video. It was my first time ever doing it, and I accidentally deleted it. And what I was talking about was DNFT, Directional-Non Force Technique. And I was explaining to people that invite you somehow. Let's see. I don't know how to do this any more than you do, man. Let's see. You're on the feed. Invite your live viewers. Okay, Jonathan, it says I can't bring you onto the camera at this time, and I don't know why. So, maybe we're going to have to do 2 separate live videos. Anyways, let's get back to it. We were talking about DNFT. Last year, I met Dr. Leusden at an event, and I had 3 of my colleagues with me, former surgeons turned chiropractors. And when I met Dr. Leusden and he talked to me about DNFT, I was a little bit shocked because for me, learning chiropractic years ago, when I was in school, I heard a lot about DNFT because it formed the foundation of a lot of the core techniques that I learn and practice, and I've been teaching for almost 20 years. So I asked Dr. Leusden if he would work on me. He worked on my colleagues, and it was really, really an amazing experience. And I asked him if he would come to Germany and teach me and some of my former German students that are surgeons turned chiropractors. And we have Dr. Leusden coming at the end of June. I'll post the event page later. I think it's the 23rd of June, that weekend. And I think we have about 10 or 11 people. We're gonna have a small group. It's very intense learning. We still have room for a few more. And Dr. Leusden has put together quite a bit of educational materials for once he comes and does the 2 days here in June. People are going to have a lot of resources to really delve deeper into it, to really learn properly. And he's told me recently he had some videos made. He has some extensive notes. He really wants people, if they're going to come to this, to learn at a high level. And I told him, myself and the Germans I have coming, we're all people that learn at a high level. We don't just want to know how to push on a bone. And those of you who don't know, directional non-force technique is not an osseous adjusting technique. And there's very, very specific objective testing that goes along with this system. It's really stuff that I'd never seen before. It was always like an urban legend, DNFT. I remember asking Jonathan, how many DNFT practitioners are in the world? And he said to me, less than 60. So it's really important for one of the most important techniques in the history of our profession to spread out a little bit for people to know it. People know a lot of our core techniques, but this is one of the foundational techniques that set the stage for many other techniques. Dr. Leusden is also going to join us in August. Dr. Dibley and I are co-hosting an event here in Hamburg, Germany called Discover. And the purpose of Discover, the word discover, the reason we chose that name is we have 30 different speakers coming from around the world, 15 doctors of chiropractic, leaders in the profession, and 15 doctors of medicine. Most of them were former surgeons, and a few others, a pediatrician, a general practitioner, who have made the transition into chiropractic. And We have this format set up like a TED format. Nobody's ever done TED Talks with doctors before, with the focus being on chiropractic, but the broader perspective is teaching the globe simple things they can do to become more healthy, have a better quality of life. And we're going to be pumping this out live over YouTube for the entire world to see. At the end of the event, all the talks like TED Talks are going to be between 10 and 20 minutes, which is why we have so many speakers over 3 days. And when the event is done, our video technicians are going to chop these up and put them right on YouTube so everybody can see them afterwards. What else did I want to say about the city of Hamburg? As you can see behind me, we're sitting in my garden, or for Americans, my yard, in my house in Hamburg. Hamburg is the greenest city in the world, and the reason it's so green, we get quite a bit of rain. So when the sun came out this week, it's amazing in a city like this. When the sun comes out, it's magnificent. Yesterday, Dr. Styers and I called him up and I said, let's have a holiday day in Hamburg. Let's be a couple of tourists and just go have an amazing day. We just had an amazing day because I think all of you, like me, we get into a system. You know, I said to him yesterday, to Christian, Dr. Styers, I said, you know, we live in this amazing city. And I said, you know, I go to my practice, I go to the gym, I go to the grocery store. I said, I don't really get to enjoy this amazing city. Sometimes you just have to make time to really enjoy stuff. We really had a great day yesterday and did touristy things and just enjoyed the city. Last weekend, Dr. Pianta and his wife Ricarda and Michael Dibley and his wife were down from Norway. And we had an amazing weekend in Hamburg. It was just amazing. And my wife and kids are down in Mallorca waiting for me. I have a healing fest starting on Wednesday, so I'll be flying down there in a few days. I hate to fly out to go to sunshine when the sun is shining here. I don't know if any of you think that way. You know, when I go to Mallorca, I love the weather to be really crappy, so I feel like I'm going to something much better. But if you look behind me, blue skies, sunshine, it's a beautiful day in Hamburg. And we did this event at the end of August, Discover, and I have this event with Dr. Leusden in June. So if you've never been to Hamburg, I suggest Dr. Leusden's program in June is going to be a 2-day event on Saturday and Sunday, but I strongly recommend, if you have time, that you take an extra day or two before or after to enjoy this amazing city, because in the summertime, Northern Europe is a spectacularly different place than when it's wintertime and it's cold, and you don't really get to appreciate the beauty that are in these old European northern cities. Hamburg is it's people always ask me when they come, how come they never heard about it? And I say, well, I think the Germans keep it secret to themselves because it's such an amazing city. But this event, Discover, will be at the end of August, which will also be a great time to be in this city. And Discover is going to be on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 24th, 25th, and 26th of August. We'll be starting late in the day on Friday in the afternoon. We'll be ending early on Sunday, so you can at least enjoy Sunday. But I really suggest, if you come to this event, you take an extra day or two to really enjoy this amazing city. And Dr. Leusden, when he's here in June, we're going to be starting early on Saturday morning at 9:30. We'll finish up at latest 2:30, 3 o'clock on Sunday. And we don't have an end time for Saturday. I always tell people when I teach something, I have other doctors that come and teach something. They have a certain amount of information they want to get in. And they're going to get all that in. How late are they going to go on Saturday? As late as they need to go to get all the information in. So, and I have to apologize. I'm very technologically challenged. Today was my first day ever making a Facebook live video myself without Dr. Dibley. He always makes it and brings me in. So I did one of these earlier and I accidentally deleted it off my page. I couldn't connect with Dr. Leusden. I think he's going off my page. It's probably some setting that I don't know that I'm not making. So what I wanted to say is, if you have questions for Dr. Leusden about Directional-Non Force Technique, DNFT, the program that's going to be in Hamburg, this is, those of you that know me know that I'm not very easily impressed by chiropractors, and I love chiropractic. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like most chiropractors are not practicing to their full potential. So there's very few times over the last 20 years that I'm just overwhelmed with a chiropractor when he works on me. And when Dr. Leusden worked on me, it was one of the most powerful sessions I ever had, somebody working on me. So I really look forward to him being here, not just to learn this system, something completely outside of my box that I've never done, I've never learned, but I'm also really anxious to get him to work on me. And one thing, Dr. Dibley and I, we have so many amazing things planned for Discover, and we're both so busy in our lives and our practice and our families, we don't get to say all these things, but we're going to have a clear day, the day before in my practice, on Thursday, the 23rd. We're going to close the office for half a day, and we're going to have a 3 or 4 hour session where we're going to have a bunch of chiropractors. Well, there's 3 of us so far. I don't know if Dr. Leusden is going to be available, if he's flying in early enough for that. But Dr. Karen Rosner, that works in my office, is the CEO of Donald Epstein's company that used to be Wise World Seminars, which is now, it's a new name, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, but those of you that are familiar with network spinal analysis, Dr. Karen Rosner, who is running the company right now, she's one of the most amazing, smart, intelligent people I ever met in my life. I've had the pleasure of her working in my office for a number of years. This is an amazing woman that she was traditionally trained as a cardiothoracic surgeon, and she's been practicing exclusively network spinal analysis in my office for many years. It's hard to describe her practice. I'm just always in awe of her. People are waiting and waiting and waiting to see her for a long time. So I asked her and Dr. Dibley if we could do a day where people could pay a fee and basically have a buffet from the 3 of us. People know that I have a diverse talent in what it is I do in chiropractic. I'm very good at the chiropractic. Some people think I'm a little harsh and a little loud, but I'm very effective at what I do with my hands. So is Dr. Dibley. We both get the same kind of reputation of being, kind of loud, aggressive Americans. We're both alpha males. And Dr. Rosner, this amazing German woman who's been practicing network spinal analysis now for more than 10 years. And we're going to have this available for everyone, to have a little buffet to come in. I have 2 large open adjusting rooms in my office. So we haven't figured out exactly the logistics of this, but we haven't actually let people know this. So I really needed to let people know this, that we're going to do this. We can't take care of everybody, but we thought we'd get everybody an opportunity just to come in and have a buffet of themselves worked on, to get lit up from 3 very powerful practitioners that are doing things all in the same direction, but we all have a different way of working on people. And all of us have a unique skill set that we bring to the table. And if Dr. Leusden is available on that afternoon, if he flies in early enough for Discover, I will add him onto the buffet menu. So there'll either be 3 or 4 of us. And I welcome everybody to participate in that. Again, Dr. Leusden, Dr. Jonathan Leusden, he's a doctor of chiropractic that is a master practitioner of DNFT. Those of you who don't know, it's called Directional-Non Force Technique. And this is a very powerful system of analysis and correction in the human spine, the human nervous system, the human system, that doesn't include osseous adjustments. It doesn't mean you can't do them, but it's working at a very deep level on the frequency and functioning of the core of how we function. And it's extremely powerful. So if any of you want to participate in that, please let me know. We still have some space available. I don't want to have a gigantic group for him because it's going to be very intense learning. But if you have any questions for Dr. Leusden, please put them on this video. I'm going to load this on the page, in the event page. And Dr. Leusden, because of my technological challenges, I couldn't have him on here to answer questions directly. I apologize for that. But he's made himself available. He's asked me, do you want me to load up notes and all this stuff? And I said, come and do your thing for 2 days, then make everything available for people afterwards. I don't want people to get confused. I don't want to get confused myself. I want to crawl before I walk. So we're going to have him here in June. And what I'm excited about, and selfishly I can tell you why did I schedule this a few months before Discover, because I myself want to get worked on Dr. Leusden. I live in Hamburg, Germany, in Northern Europe, and Jonathan lives in Utah in the United States in the West, so we're not right next door to each other. So selfishly, I had him here, and when I do something selfishly, I share with the world. So anybody that wants to come and learn from Dr. Leusden, you're welcome. So I'll be here in June for this 2-day program, which I plan to get worked on every day he's here. Then he's going to be back in August, and I'll be able to get worked on again. So I invite all of you to take advantage of this great man and his unique skill set. In this great profession we have, there's pockets of people all over the world doing amazing things. It's just a shame all of us can't have access to everything. But at least us in Europe, we have him coming now for the first time, and I want him to see how this goes. So hopefully he'll come over here more. I've even tried to convince him to move to Europe. We'd love to have him in Europe. I love to have great people in Europe. We have a great quality of life. And so if you have any questions for me, you can always contact me over Facebook. I'm older and I'm not so great with emails and the technology, but I know how to use Facebook. So if you have any questions for me or Dr. Leusden, just send them over Facebook, because I look at Facebook at least once daily, so then I can get back to you, because if I'm using emails, sometimes I don't look at them for a while. So thank you everybody that participated, and again, June, I think it's the 22nd and 23rd, or 23rd and 24th of June. It's the end of June, and I'll post the event page. I'm always bad with dates and names. Dr. Leusden will be here in Hamburg, Germany. It's a 2-day event. We'll be beginning at 9:30 on Saturday morning. We'll be ending at the latest 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. He'll be back for Discover. Again, Discover is a program we have that's the first time in the world anybody's done TED-style talks with a group of doctors from both sides of the aisle, from both medicine and chiropractic. And, you know, I've seen this over the years in this profession, that there's a lot of young chiropractors that get taught sometimes to be very anti-medicine. And I always say to people, medicine is not a problem. The system is not the problem. Medicine's job is to save your life. If any of you get in a car accident that are anti-medicine, you're going to want a trauma surgeon, ER doc, to put you back together. This is what medicine is very good at. The technology we have today in modern medicine is astounding. Some of the stories that you'll hear if you come to Discover is, one of the great things is having a meeting point for chiropractors to come together and meet surgeons that have been saving people's lives for more than 20 years, and their perspective from a health perspective and how they feel about chiropractic. And mostly I've asked these guys to come and tell their own story, because all of these people, they have one thing in common: the pathway that brought them from medicine, from the top of the food chain in medicine, all practicing at a very high level, chiefs of departments, attendings for many, many years. What brought them into chiropractic was an experience with chiropractic. And I say this because a lot of young chiropractors think that the pathway to validity, to having more validity in their communities, being more accepted, is changing laws. And, you know, I'm not going to state my opinion on legislation and laws and rules. That's not what makes you a professional in your community that has validity. I can tell you that from my nearly 20 years in practice, that I have an excellent working relationship with the medical community in Germany. Horrible working relationship with the chiropractors, because most of them are all just bitter betties. And I'm always looking at the bigger picture, and that's patient outcome. That's all I care about. I don't care about politics or joining groups. I just want to help people take better care of human beings. My only focus, regardless of what you hear about me, I have no political leanings, no political aspirations. I always say I'm a political atheist. I don't want to talk about politics and religion with people. I want to talk to people, human beings, about health, because that's what's going to move the big ball forward with people's lives and help them live better quality of lives. And I think it's really important that nobody's offered a forum for medicine and chiropractic to come together on a chiropractic level, not a medical level. We have too many chiropractors wanting to be like medical doctors. What they don't understand is medical doctors would love to have what we have. And we haven't built that bridge of communication. And this is a big step in this with Discover. To allow chiropractors from around the world to engage. And first, if you can't come to Hamburg and you can't attend, I have a film crew that makes German movies that's going to come and pump this out in really high quality over YouTube live the entire 3 days. There's not going to be any cost for it. There's going to be 32 different speakers. So we have 2 patient advocates that aren't doctors, 15 chiropractors, 15 medical doctors that are practicing chiropractic. They're not coming to speak about medicine. The chiropractors are not coming to speak about chiropractic. This is all about health. How globally do we actually move the big ball forward? Our profession has been talking about making a difference in the globe for 100 years, and we haven't really changed in a percentage-wise. And I think my own personal opinion, which is humble, it's just me, one guy, my experience is that our profession doesn't build professional links